Good morning. Look, it's everything that we've been campaigning so hard for over the last nearly 2.5 years. And the news we got yesterday was the culmination of, the most enormous project imaginable. And, look, it was clearly a massive development for the family.
What's the time frame looking like now? Then, do you think? Do you think you'll see some movement on this pretty quickly?
Yeah. So what we were told yesterday was that the first hearing in the case will be on the 18th of January next month at Westminster Magistrates Court. So, just over a month away now.
And her lawyers have, from what I've read this morning, they've been very intent on reiterating the fact that she's not obliged to, show up on video link. What do you think she will actually attend? I mean, what do you think her role, whether she'll play an active role in what's going on here?
Well, look, there's no doubt in our minds because the Crown Prosecution Service told us what was happening. They told you and your colleagues in the media yesterday what's happening. I'm not sure what's going on in Virginia, but we're very clear that hearing on the 18th of January is going ahead. It may just be a matter of semantics or dotting the I's or crossing the T's. The statement actually said there is no agreement at this time. It certainly doesn't say that she isn't participating or cooperating. So, yeah, we're very much planning for that hearing to take place on the 18th of January.
The fact that she has been putting up so much resistance to coming over and facing justice, essentially.
Well, look, we just don't know the reality of the situation, whether the U.S. government, her employer, has, prevented her from coming back. We've just not been privy to what's going on. And look, this for us is just about that simple point of principle that you don't get to do this sort of thing and walk away. We bear her no ill will. She will get absolutely a fair hearing when she faces our jurisdiction, and we must all respect that. So, we just don't know the reality of what's going on, but what we do know is that the United States government was left with no option other than to reverse their appalling decision. And, with your help and colleagues in the media and the great British public getting right behind us, as I say, they were left with no option other than to change their minds.
How are Harry's parents at this news?
Thank you so much for asking. That, of course, is the most important question. And, the reality is that they're in a living nightmare every day without their son. And that's the simple truth. But we did get to a point last night where I think we can now begin to help them move forward to adjust to their new normal. But, they are all suffering beyond imagination. But thank you very much for your concern and asking.
Yes, and please send them our best wishes. And just finally, what do they want to see come out of this particular hearing? What would be the best case scenario here for you?
Well, this would be the first hearing that any of us would have to participate in if we were going through the criminal justice system. So as I understand it, it'll be a very brief hearing where she'll just confirm her details. And then depending on what she does then, it will then go to the next stage and presumably up to the Crown Court for the case to be dealt with. So this is the beginning of the criminal process like any of us would have to go through.
Can I just ask, Radd, why you decided to get involved in this, how you became involved?
Thank you so much. It's just by sheer luck that I got involved. Harry's family just happened to live 200 yards away from where I live. My children grew up with Harry and his twin brother, Niall. I've known Charlotte, Harry's mom, for about 20 years. And my children pestered me to go up the road because obviously the kids were talking. They were saying there was a problem. I happened to be a lawyer. And so my kids just kept saying, go up and see if you can help. And that's what I did. And that was when they were told that they had less than 1% chance of having anyone held accountable. And that just was not acceptable to me. This is not what diplomatic immunity is to be used for. So I'm just a community-minded volunteer I'm not being paid for this, and I just am helping my neighbor out, as I hope that they would do if I were in the same situation. So, but that makes me in many ways so angry, because it shouldn't have taken me to scoop them up. You know, we know the British government didn't put their best foot forward at the time. The conduct of the U.S. government was despicable and will be the subject of further inquiry when Harry's inquest comes, and there will undoubtedly be parliamentary inquiries. But we just are very clear that this should never happen to another family again. And if we get to that point, I know Charlotte and Tim will be able to rest easy knowing that Harry's death was not in vain.